Petallides with us, Chief Financial Officer of Crocs. Thank you so much for being with us. We've spoken. This company has wowed Wall Street since pretty much the day it hit this place. It's been unbelievable. To what do you attribute the latest run-up?
Yeah, thanks, Nicole, for having me. We had a great year. So our 2023, we had a record revenue year for the enterprise. Our total revenues actually grew 12%, and we are now a $4 billion company. And our Crocs brand surpassed the $3 billion mark and actually was up 14%. And then the HEYDUDE brand that we purchased a few years ago, our revenues were almost $950 million. So a really great year for us overall as a company.
And so when I was speaking to some of the analysts yesterday, the wild card seemed to be HEYDUDE, that Crocs has been steady. It brings its own type of thing. Tell me more about HEYDUDE and why people seem to have a little apprehension about this and what your plans are. I mean, when you took it on, what were the goals and how far along are you in that?
Yeah, when we purchased HEYDUDE, it was about a $600 million footwear brand with amazing consumer love and an iconic product in the slip-on Windy and Wally. We grew it to, as I said, almost $950 million and are certainly doing a lot of work of just making sure that it's in the right places, in the right distribution as we're working through our US market. But I will say last year, the footwear market was a little bit challenged overall, and HEYDUDE picked up 200 basis points of market share, according to the Circana database. So I think overall, we're really excited about the brand, but we've definitely had a little bit of growing pains just with making sure we have the right product in the right place in the right distribution. But we're very excited about HEYDUDE long term, and we're really encouraged by the consumer response to the brand.
Yeah, and I mean, just to reiterate, your numbers for HEYDUDE, in fact, were good. But I think people are wondering, does it still fit with the Crocs outfit, and all the things that you have. You've done a lot of collaborations, right? Tell me about that. Are you lining up some fun ones for 2024?
Always. So collaborations are our secret sauce on the Crocs side and also on the HEYDUDE side. So from a HEYDUDE perspective, we have some really exciting ones come up. We are doing a March Madness collaboration. We recently launched a collaboration with Chase Stokes from Outer Banks. So some pretty exciting things coming up on the HEYDUDE front. And then on the Crocs side, we always have really exciting collaborations. I can't really talk about the future ones. They don't let me, but I think it's going to be a great lineup this year.
Yeah, and as you talk about the revenue outlook for the company, once again, can you just give me the outlook for 2024 for the company?
Yeah, so from a full year perspective, we said that we expect our revenue to grow 3 to 5%. And that has our Crocs brand growing 4 to 6%. That's really driven by our international markets. We saw some real standout performances in international last year, led by triple-digit growth in China and Australia. So that's very exciting. And then on the HEYDUDE side, we expect growth to be flat to slightly up as we really work to make sure that we have the right product in the right place and really focus on the consumer takeaway. And then for, I think, overall, we expect good gross margins for the year too. So we expect our gross margins to be up for the enterprise level, which is really important sign of health for our brands.
Yeah, and I think that people are interpreting this outlook as a little bit better. I mean, back at the end of last year, I think there was a little bit of a disappointment when it came to the guidance, but you talked about bringing in 4 to 6% revenue growth and now 3 to 5%. So pulling back a little bit, tell me about China. Is China still growing for you? I mean, and I'm using you as a parameter, really, Crocs, for really all the companies, because I think people are really wondering how much growth are people really seeing in China overall?
Yeah, it's really interesting. China has definitely been a challenging market for some. For us in China, on the Crocs brand, it's going really well. So it's still only 4% of our overall revenue, about approximately $120 million market for us. So lots of opportunity for us to grow. But it was up triple digits last year. We've seen amazing consumer response. We have a hashtag trending called Dongmen on social media, with I think now we have like 200 million hashtags on social media right now in China, which basically means the holes in my shoes. So consumers just expressing their excitement for our brand and our products. So we're really encouraged by that and really excited about what's to come for China, but also our other markets. We had really good response in the UK from an international perspective. Australia, South Korea continues to grow strongly for us, and we're excited about the future for our brand in India. So overall, really exciting international growth for the Crocs brand.
All right, so that's good news overall, and I know you beat on all metrics, and so it's a good time for Crocs, and obviously it's had an incredible run. That being said, with the landscape and the competition, we just finished talking about Nike, but there's been, Crocs aren't sneakers, but it's in the footwear, right? And so if someone wants Hoka's or they want Uggs or they want On Cloud or they want something else, how does the competitive landscape fit for Crocs? Do you find it increasingly more difficult?
I think footwear in general is obviously a very competitive space. I will say we're really encouraged by our brand positioning for both brands. We have very democratic price points. Both brands, the majority of our product line is priced under $100, which we think fits really well with kind of some of the uncertainty that the consumer is facing right now. So, and it's lightweight, it's casual, it's easy on and off. So you can own a good brand. We invest a lot in both brands in marketing, and we continue to invest. And actually this year we talked about yesterday on our earnings call, we're actually making outsized investments in marketing. And even though we're still going to deliver top tier operating margins, we are going to invest extra, to really focus on building those brands from a marketing perspective. So I think it is competitive, but we believe in this kind of environment, we can actually take share.
And so, we've seen the stock have a bit of a run up of late. It's well off the low of $74, trading at $118 today. And as I said, I remember, way back when it was here. Are you thinking about maybe picking up more brands? You really, when people think of Crocs now, you have Crocs and HEYDUDE, and there's a lot of imitations when it comes to Crocs, but they're not Crocs. And I'm not sure that I'm not even sure people want the imitations. And so I think that's another issue. But tell me, are you considering picking up more brands?
Yeah. So one thing about our company is we generate a lot of free cash flow. So really pleased with that. Last year we paid down like over $600 million in debt. Since we acquired HEYDUDE, we paid down $1.2 billion in debt. So our leverage target is now, our net leverage is under 1.5 times. But we actually think the best and surest return for our shareholders right now is to continue to pay down debt and also buy back shares. We think we, represent a tremendous value in that area. So those are our capital allocation priorities after investing in the business. At least in the midterm, that's where we're focused.
Yeah. Just quickly, labor, supply chain, just big picture. How are we doing on those things?
Yeah, I think, from a labor perspective, we're definitely seeing, I think, wage pressure decrease a little bit. So I would say that's pretty stable. Supply chain, the Red Sea, obviously is causing a lot of headlines. We're starting to see, just a couple week delay into our European business. So it's not material yet, but we certainly have our eye on that, as we move into 2024.
Couple of weeks delay for the Red Sea. That's something that we've been talking about and expecting to start to hear a little bit. I guess it's not monumental, but it's something. Thank you so much, and congratulations on another great quarter. Fun to take a look at this long-term chart, I'll tell you that. Thank you for being with us. Anne Mehlman, CFO of Crocs. Congratulations. Thank you very much for being here.